The arrival of the first 3 Rafale F4 fighter aircraft marks a decisive moment for the Indonesian Air Force and reflects a broader strategic shift in Jakarta's approach to air power. Indonesia has long operated a mixed fleet drawn from multiple suppliers, a structure created partly by history and partly by necessity. But this highly diverse inventory has also limited the consistency of training, maintenance, and operational readiness. As regional dynamics become more complex, Indonesia's decision to invest in the Rafale represents not only a procurement choice, but a strategic recalibration designed to strengthen national defense, enhance deterrence, and reinforce the country's position within a competitive Southeast Asian security environment. The broader geopolitical environment in the Indo-Pacific provides essential context for Indonesia's modernization path. Competition between major powers is intensifying from the South China Sea to the Indian Ocean. Air power, with its speed, reach, and versatility, has become a critical indicator of national capability. Within Southeast Asia, multiple states are reassessing their air fleets. Thailand is maintaining the Gripen C and D. Malaysia is modernizing with the FA-50 Block 20. Vietnam continues to rely on the Su-30 Mk2, and Singapore fields one of the most advanced fleets in the region with the F-15SG and the F-35B. Indonesia's acquisition of the Rafale, therefore, must be viewed as part of a regional trend in which operational sophistication and network-centric capability increasingly define air power. Indonesia's existing air fleet has historically been marked by heterogeneity. The Air Force operates F-16 aircraft from the United States, Su-27 and Su-30 aircraft from Russia, Hawk trainers and light strike aircraft from the United Kingdom, T-50 Golden Eagle trainers from South Korea, and various transport and surveillance platforms, including the locally produced CN-235. This patchwork structure served Indonesia well for decades, offering flexibility and access to different suppliers, but it also created systemic inefficiencies. Each aircraft type requires its own logistics chain, spare parts, and technical expertise. Training pipelines must adapt to different cockpit cultures and technological philosophies. The consequence is a constant struggle to maintain high readiness levels, a concern frequently raised by Indonesian observers and defense analysts. The transition to a modern, cohesive core fleet has thus become a national priority. The Rafale F4 arrives precisely as Indonesia seeks to break out of the limitations of its legacy structure. The F4 standard is one of the most advanced configurations available for the Rafale, emphasizing enhanced sensor fusion, improved connectivity, and a high level of multi-role flexibility. The aircraft integrates an AESA radar, advanced electronic warfare systems, and the ability to perform air superiority, deep strike, maritime strike, and reconnaissance missions with equal competence. For Indonesia, these capabilities provide an immediate leap into a higher tier of performance. The Rafale introduces battle-proven technology capable of operating effectively in contested environments, while offering a high degree of reliability and operational availability, attributes that Indonesian audiences regard as particularly valuable. The strategic impact of the Rafale on the Indonesian Air Force extends beyond mere technical performance. With its long-range strike capability and superior situational awareness tools, the Rafale can significantly enhance Indonesia's posture in sensitive maritime zones such as the Natuna region. It strengthens air defense operations, improves the capacity to monitor and secure airspace, and increases the credibility of Indonesia's deterrent posture. When combined with expanding ground-based radar networks and the recent introduction of the A400M transport aircraft, the Rafale supports a more integrated national defense architecture. air mobility, sensor capability, and high-end combat power are now positioned to evolve together, rather than in isolated compartments. However, the introduction of such an advanced aircraft also brings challenges. A system as complex as the Rafale demands a highly trained cadre of pilots, technicians, and engineers. The Indonesian Air Force has already begun upgrading its facilities, with the air base in Pekanbaru undergoing preparation to support incoming Rafale units. But infrastructure improvement alone is not enough. Sustaining the Rafale requires a disciplined maintenance ecosystem and long-term investment in spare parts, simulators, and high-tech diagnostics. Indonesian defense enthusiasts have frequently voiced concerns about whether the country is fully prepared to manage the operational costs and technical requirements of a fighter of this class. These concerns are not unfounded. Countries that adopt advanced aircraft often face a learning curve in harmonizing budgets, training cycles, and fleet integration. Public reaction in Indonesia has been largely positive. The arrival of the first aircraft generated substantial attention, with many observers expressing pride that the Air Force is finally fielding a modern platform with global credibility. The Rafale's aesthetics, combat record, and technological sophistication resonate strongly with Indonesian audiences who have long hoped for a shift away from aging fleets. At the same time, informed segments of the public raise legitimate questions. They note that while purchasing the aircraft is straightforward, sustaining it over decades is far more demanding. They also highlight the ongoing challenge posed by fleet diversity, given that other legacy aircraft will remain in service for years. These discussions reflect a maturing public awareness of defense issues, indicating that Indonesian audiences increasingly evaluate procurement decisions through both national pride and long-term strategic logic. In Southeast Asia's evolving balance of power, the Rafale positions Indonesia in a more competitive category. Compared with the Gripen C and D in Thailand, the Rafale offers a more capable multi-role profile. Against Vietnam's Su-30 Mk2 fleet, it provides superior network connectivity, sensor performance, and beyond visual range engagement potential. Malaysia's FA-50 Block 20 fleet is modern, but belongs to a lighter category, lacking the range and payload of the Rafale. Singapore remains the regional leader in high-end air power due to the F-15SG and F-35B, but Indonesia's Rafale fleet gives Jakarta an advanced platform that can narrow the qualitative gap. When all 42 Rafales are eventually delivered, Indonesia will operate one of the largest modern fighter fleets in Southeast Asia, with the potential to become a central air power actor in the region. The Rafale also aligns well with Indonesia's long-term pursuit of defense autonomy. The procurement package includes technology transfer, training cooperation, and industrial participation. For Indonesia, which seeks to strengthen its national aerospace sector and reduce reliance on external suppliers, these components are more than symbolic. They provide the basis for improved domestic skills, enhanced engineering capability, and a more stable defense ecosystem. The Rafale thus becomes a platform for building not only operational strength, but also strategic independence. Looking toward the decade ahead, Indonesia's air power trajectory appears increasingly defined by modernization with coherence. The Rafale could become the backbone of a two-pillar structure, a high-end modern fleet centered on the Rafale, supported by upgraded F-16 aircraft and advanced training platforms, such as the T-50. When integrated with platforms like the A400M and improved radar networks, Indonesia will be better positioned to perform wide-area surveillance, rapid deployment, and sustained air operations across its vast archipelago. This evolution is essential for a nation that must defend dispersed territories and navigate increasingly complex regional dynamics. In conclusion, the arrival of the Rafale F4 is more than a procurement milestone for the Indonesian Air Force. It represents a strategic shift toward readiness, technological sophistication, and credible deterrence. The aircraft enhances national security in critical areas, strengthens Indonesia's role in Southeast Asian security affairs, and reflects a growing commitment to long-term defense capability. If Jakarta remains consistent in investing in maintenance, training, and infrastructure, the Rafale could serve as the core of Indonesia's air power for decades, helping the country secure its airspace, protect strategic sea lanes, and reinforce its sovereignty with confidence and clarity.